Okay, guys, so long time. Um, I'm just gonna talk about a few topics. First one is different shorts, obviously. The first one is gonna be the Olandria Huda debacle. As you know, I'm not someone who's always like going to be throwing around the word racism just for the sake of it. But something happened. Huda had like she was in a live stream with her boyfriend. What's his name? Louis. And excuse me. Someone called in. It sounded like a baby though, and the person said, "Oh, Landry is the N word," and then they burst out laughing, and then there was a whole back and forth with people calling them out, rightfully so, and then Huda coming out and saying, "Oh, this is clickbait." I don't know if she knows what clickbait is essentially, but she was saying that, "Oh, this is clickbait. It's not real." People just trying to blow things out of proportion. Then she got more backlash. Louis is, sorry, in my opinion, he's a thickhead. He's not very bright. So Louis came out and says, "Oh, how could he be laughing at the N word? How can he be a racist? That he's a black guy and all of that stuff." And more black backlash. And all I raised is statements, denouncing what they did and talking about uplifting other organizations. Personally, I don't agree with those organizations and you know how they move about. I obviously agree in fighting for a group we feel is marginalized. You know my standpoint to that. I'm not really buying into the whole liberal progressive way of constantly trying to put black people in a state of victimhood and making them feel less than. And that group seems to uphold that value. I come from Nigeria. My lived experience is different, sure. But I have a lot of family members who are Nigerians who moved there. And if they are operated in that victim mentality of, oh, the system is rigged against me, the system doesn't want me to excel, they will be where they are. So I'm sorry, I don't buy that. But she put a statement out and gave those links and all that. And more back, if you heard her, lost her. Total warrior and really tired. Sorry, so sorry. Huda Beauty dropped her and all of that. So I'm not really going to talk much about that. I'm just going to say that I'm not surprised by Huda. And this doesn't have to do with her being a racist or whatnot. I don't really know. I don't want to talk about that in that sense. The other people who talk about it. I'm just going to say that Huda is not a good person. I'm sorry, in my opinion, Huda is not a good person. She is self centered, in my opinion. She's very selfish. She is very conceited. She's a hard person to be with and have lived with people like her, and it is exhausting. You will be drained. And she makes it almost you feel guilty for being drained. So I guess I'm more surprised than people who are surprised. But yeah, will Huda comes back? Probably, I think. People say no, she won't find anyone. I think she will find people. That's just how life is. There's always a market for everybody, no matter how you feel about them. Olandra's gonna be fine, financial wise and all. So my own take here is that Huda and her fans are crazy people. They're probably gonna comment on this video and prove how crazy they are. And then people celebrating the whole year follow. Seriously. I mean, I never liked Leah. I'm sorry. This is coming from someone who's a very big supporter of Janae. So, um, never really liked Leah, and I didn't like how she treated Janae in the whole. What's the name of that boy that Janae was with? That white boy. Sorry to describe him as white boy. He's the only white guy she went to the show. The one before um, the other troublesome guy that was black. Horny? Yes. I don't remember his name, but that guy who was simply for Leah and started treating Janae terribly because of that. Yeah. I don't like how Leah behaved in that situation. When she came out and she saw the backlash and she apologized. But the interview she did before she saw the backlash, she was more like in defense mode. Like, come on now, guys, and all of that. Now, in Leah's statement, where she's like going against other fans for insulting her and sending their grades, Leah's fans are crazy, side notes. But anyway, she was releasing snap pics of screenshots of what's in her DM or what his fans are saying. And then she spoke about how um, they're attacking her for following Olandria, and then she explains that she followed Olandria not because of the situation with Huda, because their stylist supposedly just introduced them. My question is, they just introduced Ola to Leah that day when the whole quarter stream happened, and then that happened, and then she followed. It's too much of a coincidence. I don't know. I don't really care for the follow. Ola has like real industry heavy hitters following her. People who are on both sides of the spectrum of the political aisle. And she has famous musicians, famous models, famous producers. Fucking the EVP of Microsoft's one of their apps is following her. Yeah, Leah follows her, right? Anyways, that's all I have to say about that. I'm an Ola supporter. We don't agree politically, but I don't like to base my liking on someone based on just political views, except you're really going the extremist route. That's very dangerous for a lot of reasons. But aside from that, I don't believe that. I feel that, in fact, you should make a point to actually make friends or support people who are on the other side. You shouldn't be in a bubble. But anyways, that's what I have to say about that. Bye.